It's Sandra's season. Once again, Pinterest has gotten to me. I've been seeing these dresses a lot and I just really need to have one. And they're perfect for picnics, strolls on the beach, or the summer weather activities. So that's what we're doing today. Hi loves! Welcome and welcome back to the channel. If you like sewing, fashion, and a sprinkle of lifestyle, go ahead and subscribe and continue watching. Today I'm recording in the living room, which is surprisingly quiet. So we're going to be making our pattern off of this. Don't mind. Um, it got some mold during the winter. I still have to clean it up, but I'm not putting any clothes on it, so that's fine. So you can either do this on your body or you can do it on a mannequin that you might be able to use. So I've been looking at the dress's design from afar, and this is what I've gathered to be the pieces of the dress, and this is what we're going to be working with. We need some tape and a marker, and this is to make the pattern for the top part of the dress. So if you're using your body, make sure that you're wearing a tight body top, and then you're just going to roll the tape all around you. Now that we have the tape all around the dressing mannequin, I'm just going to sketch out the pattern of the dress as I'd sketched it out on the paper. Now that we have all the pieces of the top pattern, we're gonna start cutting them out and pasting them on pattern paper. So I'm gonna be using this newspaper because I'm out of pattern paper. So I just labeled the newspaper and did the back pieces on one side and front pieces of the top on the other side so that I don't get confused when I'm cutting out.
This is the fabric that I'm going to be using for this dress. So it stretches on one side of the fabric. And I also stained my fingers with a marker, but I'll wash away. So remember our half circle pattern that we did for the bubble skirt? That is what we're going to be using to cut out the flared bottom skirt of our dress. So I'm gonna use it on fold while my fabric is also on fold. So you're gonna need two pieces, the front and the back. The length of my skirt is 35, so it's going to be a midi cut. I initially wanted it to be a maxi full, but my fabric is not enough, so I hate to go with the midi. Taking our pattern that we just made, we're going to be cutting out the top part of our dress. I've already sewn the shoulder straps, so I did them like a bias step where you fold inwards and then in half. Now we're going to be doing the bust pieces, which are the rectangles. We're going to hem about half an inch and sew a straight line, making sure we leave enough space for the strap to go through for that front detail piece. Now increasing my tension to do a stitch for gathering the fabric. So this fabric was quite hard to work with. So as I was sewing this gathering stitch, the fabric was already gathering itself, which was a bonus. But it was quite difficult to work with because it's so soft and slippery. So you're just going to gather up your stitches at the bottom, and this is what you have. Now moving on to the rest of the straps, I'm just gonna do the same as a bias step as well. Fold in and then in half. Now I'm going to put together the loops for the back of the top where we're going to put in our corset string. Now taking our first loop, we're going to fold it in half and then place it about half an inch below the top of our fabric. So the half an inch I'm leaving out is to hem the top of the back piece of the top. So I'm just going to align them and put them about 1 inch apart. For creating that front tie on the front of the dress, we're going to be looping through one of the stripes through the channels that we made on the rectangles. So on one end of the rectangle, you're going to sew it down so that the string does not come out when you pull through the other side. just realized that I forgot to cut out for the slit of the skirt, and that's what I'm going to be cutting out now. You can just choose where you want your slit to lay and then just cut a straight line down to the front part of the skirt. And then you're gonna flip it right sides touching and then sew until where you want your slit to start. After sewing down, you're just going to fold in, following the guide of the seam allowance you left on the seam part, and hem the sides of the slit. Then taking the back part of our skirt, we're gonna lay them right sides touching and sew the sides together. Now back at the top of the dress, we're gonna take the front side and the back side, lay them right sides touching and sew the sides together. Honestly, I'm not happy with this try on, so I'm seeing that I made the bottom of the top a little bit too high. It should have been a bit lower to reach the sides of my lower waist.
I don't have the boots to enter here.
Now we're gonna lay the top on top of the skirt, aligning the side seams, and then we're gonna mark on the right side of the skirt where the pointy part of our top ends. Now we're gonna put the top part of the dress on our skirt part, right sides touching, and then we're gonna align one end of the side seams, and then we're going to pin it down, reaching the pointy part of our top to the mark that we made on the skirt, and then sew that down. I'm choosing to not hem the bottom of the dress because the fabric is very slippery and I did not like how the hem came out on my slit. So I'm just going to cut the bottom straight and nice and leave it alone. And the fabric does not fray as well.